Some soundbars are good, some are great, but the Sonos Arc Ultra might just change everything you know about Dolby Atmos in 2026. The moment it fires up, the room comes alive with 3D sound you can feel. Stick around, because what you're about to hear will shock you and could save you from making the wrong purchase. Hit subscribe, like, and drop a comment for what you want to see next on Interface Craft. Why the Sonos Arc Ultra is different in 2026. The first thing you realize is that the Arc Ultra isn't trying to compete with the old Arc. It's designed to replace it entirely. This new model uses a widened internal chamber, upgraded carbon-reinforced drivers, and a redesigned spatial audio processor that pushes sound wider than any Sonos bar before it. The moment you start a movie, the difference is immediate. Voices float cleanly in the center, while the mid-range feels warmer and deeper. It creates the kind of cinematic space most single soundbars never reach. What makes it stand out in 2026 is how Sonos has rebuilt the Atmos system from the ground up. Instead of relying on software trickery to simulate overhead audio, the Arc Ultra uses redesigned upward-firing drivers with stronger beam projection. This means you actually hear height effects move above you in a more convincing way. Explosions feel like they lift off the screen. Rain feels like it falls from the ceiling. And instead of pushing a wide but shallow soundstage, the Arc Ultra pushes a wide and tall one that finally gives real immersion without extra speakers. And this is just the starting point, because when we take the Arc Ultra into controlled testing, the results shift even more. Up next, we dive into how this bar handles real-world Dolby Atmos scenes, and why its new engine may be the biggest jump Sonos has ever made. Design, build quality, and what's new in 2026. The Sonos Arc Ultra doesn't just look like a premium soundbar. It feels engineered for modern living rooms in the USA, UK, and Canada. The exterior has been refined with a matte acoustic shell that reduces reflections and improves clarity in brighter rooms. When you run your hand across the frame, it feels sturdier, slightly heavier, and more grounded than the first-generation Arc. Everything about the build signals that Sonos wanted the Ultra to be a long-term upgrade, not a temporary refresh. The new internal layout is where the 2026 jump becomes even clearer. Sonos moved to a restructured driver array with independent acoustic chambers, giving the mid-range more breathing room and reducing distortion during loud action scenes. The bar also includes an upgraded ARCI port, a new standard connection that improves bandwidth for next-gen TVs. Small touches like the improved LED array, smoother capacitive controls, and lower resonance body design all help the Ultra sound more stable, more cinematic, and more natural. These changes make the Ultra visually familiar, but sonically transformed. You still get the clean Sonos aesthetic, but underneath, this is a different machine built for new streaming technologies and higher dynamic range soundtracks. Before we break down Dolby Atmos performance, the most important upgrade is waiting in the next section. Because the moment we push this bar into Atmos-heavy titles, a major difference revealed itself. And it's the kind of difference you only hear when a soundbar crosses into true home theater territory. Real-world Dolby Atmos performance. The first thing you notice when you fire up the Sonos Arc Ultra with a proper Dolby Atmos movie is how effortlessly it fills the room. There's no struggle, no thinness, no sense of the bar trying too hard. Instead, it projects a wide, layered soundstage that feels uncompressed and fully cinematic. The upgraded height channels push audio upward with a confidence the original Arc simply couldn't achieve. Overhead effects no longer fade or smear. They land with precision, hanging in the air like physical objects suspended above your couch. What makes the Ultra's Atmos performance so different is its ability to separate vertical details without losing mid-range clarity. Dialogue remains sharp, grounded, and centered, even when the soundtrack gets chaotic. Rainfall scenes actually sound like rain above you, not rain just coming from your TV. Helicopters circle realistically, shifting position with a smooth panning effect that feels more like a true ceiling setup than a virtual approximation. The Ultra doesn't rely on heavy DSP tricks. It relies on deeper acoustic tuning and new drivers that carry height cues with texture and realism. The Ultra also handles Atmos music with surprising detail. Spatial tracks feel warmer and more spread, with vocals floating in a three-dimensional bubble rather than sitting flat in front of you. It's the first Sonos bar that truly feels optimized for movies, shows, and music in a unified way. And that versatility makes it a genuine step above earlier Sonos releases. Now here's where we break the script for a second, because many people watching this video always ask, what comes next after you understand the Atmos performance? And the truth is, the next section unlocks the part of the experience that Sonos has always struggled with, the low-end foundation. The moment you hear what the Ultra does with bass, everything changes. And before we jump into that, if you want more Dolby Atmos breakdowns, check out my latest videos here on Interface Craft, especially Top 6 Wireless Dolby Atmos Soundbars 2026 and Top 7 Best Samsung Dolby Atmos Soundbars 2026. Both will help you understand how the Ultra stacks against the rest of the market. But now it's time to talk about bass performance. And this is where the Arc Ultra delivers its biggest surprise yet. Bass performance and surround setup. The Sonos Arc Ultra takes a major leap forward the moment you pair it with the new Sonos Sub Gen 3. The low-end response becomes fuller, denser, and more controlled, giving explosions and cinematic impacts the weight they deserve. Instead of the bass feeling like a separate layer sitting beside the bar, the Ultra blends it seamlessly into the soundstage. The result is a tight, punchy foundation that doesn't muddy dialogue or overpower Atmos effects. It adds physical presence without becoming distracting. For smaller rooms, the Sub Mini still holds its own surprisingly well. It won't shake your walls like the Gen 3, but it integrates smoothly with the Ultra's tuning. You still get solid depth and a satisfying thump, especially in mid-sized living spaces. Paired with the Ultra, the Sub Mini gives you a balanced, warm sound that feels complete without being overwhelming. And if you want a scalable setup, Sonos lets you build this system the way you want, minimalist or full home theater. When you add surrounds, the transformation becomes even more dramatic. The new Era speakers do a much better job spreading ambient detail behind you compared to the older Sonos 1 generation. The rears extend the bubble of audio, pulling you into scenes instead of simply filling space. With a proper surround setup, the Ultra feels more like a purposely designed multi-speaker system than a single bar. Solution: the transitions between bar, sub, and surrounds are cleaner, faster, and more immersive than any previous Sonos generation. This is the part of the review where the Arc Ultra stops being a soundbar upgrade and starts feeling like a true home theater platform. Everything becomes clearer, heavier, and more three-dimensional when the full system is in play. And we're about to push it further, because the next section is where things get interesting. Up ahead, we put the Arc Ultra through gaming tests, where latency, responsiveness, and directional accuracy matter even more than raw power. Wait until you hear what happens when this bar meets next-gen consoles. Sonos Arc Ultra for gaming. The moment you switch the Sonos Arc Ultra from movies to gaming, the character of the sound shifts instantly. The bar becomes sharper, quicker, and more responsive, almost like it knows you're moving from cinematic storytelling into real-time action. On PS5 and Xbox Series X, directional audio gains a new level of clarity. Gunshots, footsteps, and ambient effects snap into position with far more precision than the original Arc ever managed. The Ultra gives you that clean sense of left-to-right movement that competitive players depend on, but with a broader soundstage that makes worlds feel more open and alive. Latency is impressively low. Sonos has tightened the internal pipeline, so there's no noticeable delay between on-screen action and what you hear. Whether you're swinging through crowded streets in open-world titles or reacting to fast combat sequences, the Ultra tracks movement with accuracy. Explosions have more impact. Character dialogue feels richer, and environmental cues wrap around you in a way that improves immersion without muddying the gameplay. For players who care about positional audio but don't want the hassle of a full AV receiver setup, the Ultra lands in a sweet spot that feels effortless but powerful. On PC, the experience depends on your HDMI routing, but once set up properly, the Ultra handles game audio with the same stability and openness. Spatial cues are wide. The mid-range stays clean, and the bar never collapses the soundstage, even when you're in busy multiplayer environments. The improved drivers give voices more presence, so you can track NPCs and teammates with ease. This is the type of sound profile that makes long gaming sessions feel cinematic without fatigue. But gaming is only one part of the modern living room, and the Arc Ultra has far more than raw power under the hood. The next section dives into the smart features, voice control, multi-room capabilities, and the new tuning options that change how this bar behaves in different spaces. And trust me, the way Sonos redesigned its ecosystem around the Ultra reveals something important about the company's long-term direction. The best is coming up next. Ecosystem power and real tuning impact. The Sonos Arc Ultra sits at the center of one of the strongest wireless audio ecosystems in the world, and 2026 is the year where everything finally feels connected. Multi-room audio is smoother, faster, and more stable. You can move from your living room Atmos setup to a bedroom speaker without any drop, delay, or shifting volume levels. The way Sonos syncs your system now feels natural, almost invisible, like the tech disappears and the experience takes over. For people who already own Sonos speakers, the Ultra doesn't feel like a new addition. It feels like a command center that elevates everything else around it. The smart features have been refined heavily. Voice control is tighter, the app is cleaner, and device grouping feels more intuitive. You can adjust your entire home's audio from one screen without tapping through layers of menus. The Ultra also integrates better with modern TVs through HDMI eARC, allowing faster switching, fewer audio sync issues, and improved dynamic control. Even everyday interactions feel smoother. Volume adjustments, mode changes, and input switching respond faster and more consistently than before. Sonos didn't reinvent smart features here, but they finally perfected them. Then there's True Play, which has always been one of Sonos' strongest tools. But on the Ultra, it feels sharper and more precise. The new room analysis tunes reflections with better accuracy, especially in open-plan living rooms. High ceilings, glass walls, and awkward layouts used to confuse early True Play. With the Ultra, the tuning algorithm adapts quickly and fixes those problems without flattening the sound. It balances the low end, tightens the center channel, and enhances the Atmos height cues, making them feel more believable in real physical spaces. This is the kind of tuning that makes a noticeable difference even for people who aren't audio experts. And that leads us straight into the question everyone asks at this point. With all these features, is the Sonos Arc Ultra actually worth the price in 2026? The next section breaks down where the Ultra stands in the market, who should buy it, and who shouldn't. And the conclusion might surprise you, because its value is very different from what most people expect. Stay with me. This is where the whole picture finally comes together. Pricing and real value in 2026. The Sonos Arc Ultra enters 2026 at a price point that instantly sparks debate. It sits in the premium tier, above most traditional soundbars and comfortably below complex AV receiver setups. What you're really paying for is a combination of performance, simplicity, and ecosystem strength, something few brands manage to balance this well. The Ultra isn't trying to win on budget. It's aiming to deliver a home theater experience in a form that fits modern homes, streaming lifestyles, and wireless expectations. And in that category, its pricing makes more sense than ever. When you break down the total cost of ownership, it becomes even clearer. The Ultra alone gives you a strong Dolby Atmos foundation, but the system evolves with you. You can add a Sonos sub, bring in Era surrounds, or expand into multi-room setups without replacing anything. Most competing systems force you into an all-or-nothing upgrade cycle. Sonos does the opposite. It builds around the idea that your system can grow, adjust, and improve without starting over. For many people, that long-term flexibility is worth more than the hardware itself. So who is the Arc Ultra really made for? It's for viewers who want cinematic performance without diving into full AV receiver complexity. People who want clean dialogue, convincing Atmos height effects, rich detail, and the option to expand later. It's for living rooms where wires don't make sense and simple control is a priority. And it's for anyone who values that smooth, consistent Sonos experience, something that has become a genuine selling point on its own. But there's also a group who shouldn't buy it. If you're the type who wants extreme low-end output, customizable EQ curves, or separate component-level control, the Ultra might feel restrictive. AV receiver systems can push more air, deliver sharper channel separation, and allow deeper tuning. The Ultra isn't built for full-scale cinema enthusiasts. It's built for people who want premium sound with almost no friction. This balance is what shapes the Arc Ultra's identity in 2026. It isn't chasing perfection in every category. It's chasing the perfect middle ground between simplicity and performance, something very few soundbars manage to achieve. And that's what makes its value more convincing than it appears at first glance. Now we're heading toward the final question, the one every viewer asks the moment they consider buying a premium Sonos product. With everything it offers, with everything it improves, and with everything it still doesn't try to do, is the Sonos Arc Ultra actually worth it? That answer is coming up next, and it ties everything together in a way that might shift how you think about modern Dolby Atmos soundbars. If you're still watching, you already know one thing. The right soundbar doesn't just upgrade your setup. It transforms the way you experience movies, music, and gaming. Every model in this list was chosen for a reason, but the final choice is yours. Make it count. Before you go, remember this. The next few seconds could save you hundreds of dollars and hours of frustration. Check the links, compare wisely, and choose the sound that fits your world. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay upgraded.